Good morning, LAP. It's Thursday, September 23rd for another LAP Chairman's Report, and I appreciate everybody tuning in and spreading the word about the YouTube video, and it helps get a lot of the correct information out there to all the membership. I'll start off with the order bank. Escape, $28,898. Corsair, $4,554 for a grand total of $33,452. So order bank is still real healthy, so our customers are still wanting the product, and scheduling and inventory seem to be keeping up. If you're at the union meeting, you know KTP order bank is well over 200,000. So they got a long road ahead of them to get caught up, and I see a lot of Saturdays, Sundays in their future once chips and inventory get caught up. The schedule, as you know, at the beginning of the week, it started off at 10. And then it labor bulletin come back out for 8, 9. That's because the union keeps pushing for a realistic line time. We're trying to get Ford Motor Company to understand if they can put a realistic line time that's closer to what we're going, people can make plans outside of work, and that'll be less absenteeism. If I know, hey, I know I'm not going longer than 8, 5, or 9 hours, I can schedule a pickup my child after school. I can schedule meeting practice instead of having to take off the whole day not knowing what we're going to go and just putting it, okay, I can't do nothing before 4:30. The least way we can do something with 3:30, and we're going to keep trying to convince management to get that down as low as possible to get it as close as we can. Of course, you know, they're always scared that something's going to break down and they're not going to be able to get the units, that we got to report each day daily up north. So we're going to continue talking about that. There has been a few little talks with management. If everything keeps on track and we keep getting a lot of inventory in, that scheduling may try to put us on a 10-hour schedule in October. Of course, there's a lot of variables that do that. If we were to work a 10-hour schedule, then yes, our start times would go back to 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. and that's for all departments across the board. So there's a lot of variables in there. That's not saying it's going to happen. It's being talked about that this could happen if scheduling decides to, and of course you'll get a week's notice letting you know that start times change. But at least have a plan B and know that it's being talked about now. Don't wait till the last minute to have something in place for that extra half hour to hour for daycare, child care, parents, pick up kids, whatever you have. The performance bonus, I'm going to read the contract language to you exactly that's coming up. And this is for all employees that reach the legacy classification base wage rate on or before September 21, 2020 and has been at that wage rate for the last 52 weeks up until September of 2021 qualifying date for the performance bonus. So once again, that's September 2020 to September 2021. You had to be at the full base rate of a legacy. So I think it was $29.86, went to $30.86 now. So if you were making those wages all the way up until 52 weeks up until now, you will qualify for the 3% performance bonus that'll be paid out October 17th pay ending. Covey Cleaning, there are several reasons for the change. Management's getting a lot of complaints. We were getting a lot of complaints and emails through the LAP Labo 1. We understand overtime, and they're trying to cut out as much overtime that they can, but there are also complaints that my operation wouldn't get clean. I left a mark here, or I left dirt here, or I set a piece of paper here. The guns weren't getting wiped off. Some of our team leaders were getting carried late because they were supposed to be here and they're maybe 6 minutes late or 5 or 2 minutes late. They were getting marked late, so they were stopped doing the COVID, so we were having to switch a lot of people around. Operations weren't getting clean, or there wasn't no shows. And there was just a lot of complaining on both ends. It wasn't anything one particular reason or anybody did anything wrong. This is just something they're trying to do to see if we can get that done, so everybody's cleaning their operation and everybody's in charge of their own health and safety at this time. You need more time to clean, then take more time to clean. Just be give a good, honest effort, and you will have your back 24/7. Over the electronic overtime, we know that stirred up a little bit of a buzz. The main thing is, nothing's really changed how the overtime works. So any rumors that you're hearing are not true. Overtime is done the exact same way. The only thing that's out of the equations are the people that say no. They don't have to do nothing. They never want to work the overtime. And instead of management walking around with a piece of paper checking people off, and then we get down to, okay, when it's time to work and they don't ask people, it's, oh, he just surveyed me, he didn't say I was working. Or I said I was working, no, I didn't say he was working, he told me no, he told me yes. So it's taking a lot of the gameplay out of it. Now you sign up to work every week, you're Monday through Sunday for the following week. You can make plans, schedule things. They go to the computer if something comes up. You got all the way to Friday at lunch to get it in for the following week, for next week. Go in, hit the button, they prints up all the people that said yes for that week. They go through how many they need in the exact overtime order, low hour to high hour. They need 5 and 20 people signed up. They'll go down till they get the 5. And the ones in between those 5 with low hours that didn't turn in overtime requests, they will be charged. Just like normal, just like always. No changes at all. And it's still just a survey. They're going to go around. If they got 10 yeses, they're going to go around because something may come up in your life, or the kids' games, or COVID, things are getting canceled left and right. They're still going to come around and say, okay, you signed up to work, yes, you're working? No, I don't, I got something that came up. Okay, go down to the next one. So we'll have a list. If they exhaust that list, they still need people in the classification, then it will go back to the old way of doing it, with a paper and a pencil and trying to get people to work in that classification. This is just electronic, trying to get things moving forward because technology is moving forward. Eventually our jobs and bids, like they have been, they went on there. This is going to be a uniform system around all plants. We're going to try to get our day off slips on there, address changes will be on there, tax things will be on there, just like direct deposit did theirs on that website. So a lot of changes are coming. A lot of it's going to be electronic on the LAP SharePoint site just for employees. Uniform orders, they're starting to trickle into everybody. We got a hold of Halo, and of course, just like if you try to order anything now from a store, Halo's vendor that they're waiting on material to where they can make the t-shirt, make the polo, make the hoodie, get it made. They got to ship it to Halo. Halo's got to do the embroidery, and then they got to ship it to us. So there's a whole line of vendors that's got to get all the stuff in line because they're running out of product or they can't get shipments in just like everybody else. One of the things you can, if you're having issues or whatever, you can email them at www.programcustomercare@halo.com. Once again, that's www.programcustomercare, halo.com. Rebalance. Rebalance is still going on right now, and it's in full swing. Make sure you have contact information for your counterpart and the committeeman's up to speed as things progress and move along. They're not, if they anticipate, and if we end up having any more down weeks, they do not get a relief to say, okay, we'll just do this and we'll extend it, or we'll just keep all our rebalance. They're trying to hurry up, get everything done now, especially the month of October with no significant downtime scheduled and with no holidays in this month. So they're going to be pushing hard to get everything done as fast as they can through this. So we need to make sure everybody's up to speed and can talk to their counterpart and know what's going on, so everybody's following suit. Make sure you're following your process. Make sure you're using the tools or the hoist that you're supposed to be using, and do it correctly. 5-day quits. Last week we had 25 people on the list for 5-day quits. 8 were legacy, 17 were in progression, and that's not counting 5 TFTs that were terminated during this time. So need to stay up on your leaves, Unicare, your paperwork, know what day you went out, what day is your doctor's appointment, what day you need to extend everything, and make sure your days are covered. Any questions at all, Email LAP Label 1 to make sure what's going on. Keep them informed as what's going on. Call them, let them know what's going on. Keep copies of all your paperwork. Make sure dates, one begins, one ends, one ends, one begins. Make sure everything is matched up for every work day. And just to go over attendance. The attendance discipline with the national attendance policy is very strict. And we got a lot of people that's getting themselves caught in a catch because you miss 4 days, you get an R&W in a day. 5, R&W in a week. 6 is R&W in a month. 7, you're terminated. So there's a lot of people getting themselves caught up. They don't get a chance to get you caught up. Unfortunately, the national attendance policies, they're able to skip a penalty. So let's say you got 5. Okay, well they didn't get you up there in the 2-week period to get you up there to give you your penalty. Well, you go on ahead and AWOL again. Well, they're able to get you up there for number 6. You're going to go straight to a 30-day off penalty. And this is what's catching a lot of people doing without a paycheck for 4 weeks. So know where yourself is at. You know where you count your AWOLs, get your H-160, get the supervisor to print it up, or get a committeeman to print it up for you. Know where you're at. Know what you can do and can't do. Sub-conference, we had that last week with the bargaining committee. It went great. We had a good report from our president, Ray Curry, and our vice president, Chuck Browning of the Ford department. He's still pushing the OHAP and the product that Ford's trying to pull out of that. They had several conversations with Savona and Jim Farley that if they're going to continue to try to violate the national agreement and product that they guaranteed to those plants, then the UAW is not going to sit back idly. We're going to put some grievances in the system and make sure our people are safe and do what we take to make sure Ford honors our agreement. But everything will be done by the contract. The issues were talked about was the leapfrog for the in progression. We're still trying to push Ford into doing the right thing and getting those people caught up with the money they're owed for working here longer than the people that are just now getting hired. They understand it's a big issue and it's hundreds of thousands of dollars, but Ford needs to step up, do the right thing and make it right. And Chuck Browning and Ray Curry are also on the same page and pushing that issue with Mr. Savona and Farley. I'd like to thank Cody Cowan. He took things going on in his personal life. He needed to take a leave of absence and he went on ahead and resigned from the UAW committee. Currently we're surveying through the committee alternate ranks to get somebody to replace him, and as we get those, I'll get a new sheet put out and a new phone number put out who's replacing Mr. Cody, and we want to thank him for everything he's done, and we'll continue to make sure he's part of the UAW. Gatorade seems to be getting caught up in the machines and getting sent over here to the plant, so hopefully you'll see a change in that if we end up hitting some 85-degree days. So we got together with Squincher. We were able to talk to them. They have enough inventory. So our plan B, hopefully finishing out this year, if we end up getting into another quadrum of where we don't have enough Gatorade and it's starting to do the water, we will actually have packets that'll be available, get them put in stores, and people, then the bosses can order them for the member, get everybody the 2 packets for their 2 waters to get that put into their drinks, and something that's equivalent for the electrohydrates. We'll make sure when we're going into next summer, we'll have a plan in place to have some in general stores that can be used if we get in this predicament again. Wild Health has taken over the COVID testing over at the LAP Hall. They're over there 8:30 to 3, Monday through Friday, and walk-ins are welcome. We also have several things going on over at the hall. We got the retirement planning, which is Sunday, 1:30 to 3, inside the hall in the small conference room. So if you're planning on retiring and you can bring your spouses, are welcome to ask as many questions as you can and make sure it's something, make sure you're ready to go and you have all the planning in place. Unicare, just want to pass out their number again, is 1-877-475-9652. They've also went to a website now, which everything's going electronic, that you can log on, get any and all your information and your paperwork sent to you straight from the internet. and that's at www.unicare.com/Ford/. So www.unicare.com/Ford/. And you can go on there, request your paperwork, open a leave. Everything can be done electronically if you can't get a hold of somebody on the phone. If you haven't heard, Heaven Hill Distilleries is also on strike in Bullitt County over off 245 if you head towards Mount Washington from 65. You can text 23396 and text the words STEPUPHH for Heaven Hill. So STEPUPHH to 23396, and you can get the latest updates on where they at with their strike. And if they're having any kind of event, or you want to drop off some water, drop off some pizzas, they're more than welcome. They got like 3 different areas set up along 245 that they're picketing, that you can come by, honk their horn, show their support. A couple condolences. We lost active employee Frank Jerry Urban this past weekend, and one of our good friend Steve Netherly, better known as Captain, also passed away due to COVID. Please keep him and his family, keep both of them, their families and friends in your prayers. You know, it's a hard time when you lose somebody that close to you, so keep them in your prayers. And I'll close on that note. On behalf of myself and my committee, we'd like to wish everybody a good weekend, and God bless.